face in the next few years, there's going to be no unity. We are fighting in the name of religion, we are fighting in the name of regionalism, and we are fighting in the name of water. Telangana, the big issue is water. Soon states will stop letting water flow to other states. We are fighting. There's no value of secularism on which our country's constitution is based. Where is the secularism? I get scared sometimes in Goa when educated people tell me, oh, these outsiders have come from Punjab and other places and started restaurants, they're taking over our land. And I'm like, so that means my wife is an outsider? My wife belongs to the Sikh community. My son is an outsider because half Sikh? What are you talking? It's happening in Goa. It's happening in Karnataka. The Kannadiga movement. Every place, what is this? Me Maratha, me Kannadiga, me Goan, what is this? Aren't we Indians? Have we lost the essence of being Indian? And these are the youth icons we follow? No, I don't think that's scary. Oh, capitalism. I love the word. But let's add a humane to the capitalism. I go back to the notes and I refer to what Mr. Autani said. He said, business should be based on virtue, sustainability and not profit growth. Unfortunately, most businesses only understand the profit part, the financial bottom line. But, Henry Ford long ago said that any business which only makes money, just makes money, is a poor business. Some people have not understood this. Where is your sustainability? Your sustainability comes from contributing to the environment and the society. Your social and environmental bottom lines. That's sustainability. That's the humane approach to capitalism. As a business, you need to empower community because, not because you're doing something for them, because that's your market. They are your stakeholders. You are not responsible only to your shareholders, you are responsible to your stakeholders. And because of this irresponsibility in business, you have the cases like Satyam happening. Mr. Pave was very optimistic that Satyam is a isolated case. Sorry, that's not true. It's just being contained. You'll be surprised the kind of mishaps which are happening in that place. We launched the Humane Capitalism movement around a year ago, and we are creating a list of the 100 caring businesses and business leaders of India under the mentorship of Anu Aga, who actually said, let's call it humane capitalism. We're not saying don't be a capitalist. Be a capitalist. But understand your responsibility towards the society. Don't just go and give a check and think you've done your bit. To give you an example, Mr. Anil Ambani, who was also the MTV youth icon by the way, gave a check of 1 crore to Dr. Manmohan Singh during the tsunami and got his face in all the newspapers. Good. All done. You gave 1 crore. Now Reliance is such an efficient company that they built a city called Jamnagar in 2 years flat. Wow. That's an achievement. So, if Reliance had put a little thought into the process and said, let us send the troops who built Jamnagar, all the colonels, the generals, the various executives we have, let's send them for 3 weeks to Cuddalore and the tsunami affected areas and let them help in the rehabilitation process. That would have been much more effective than 1 crore. Simple, commonsensical thinking. But sorry, we don't have the time for that because we need to build a house for 6 people with 4,000 crores. Wow. I love this man. All of you know him? Yes, you don't know Satish Shetty, but you know him. Good. Now this man, I love his movies, good actor, I think you should stick to that. Not get into the social process at all. Because sometimes when you get into the social process without thinking, you become a hypocrite. And that's why I call them youth icons and nothing more. They're not transformers. He said, I don't know about the technicalities involved in raising the height of the dam. What I do know is that farmers have been displaced from their land and they have lost their livelihood. Till the people who already been displaced by the dam are not rehabilitated, the height of the dam should not be raised. He raised his voice. It was a good timing because it was a good promotion for that movie called Rang De Basanti or something, right? No, not Fana. This picture is from Fana, but there was a movie which was made called, I think it was Rang De Basanti. It was a good timing because the movie had just released. There was a backlash after that. His movies were boycotted in places like Gujarat. Yeah, it was a good promotion, and I know the promotion was done by Tehel Katarun, who's a dear friend. He said, Jerry, it works like that. There were 2 Bollywood stars who spoke. One was this man, the other was a man called Rahul Bose, who I'll come to later. Now, My question to Mr. Amir Khan is, you're speaking about displacement of people? What about Coca-Cola, the product you endorse? They are displacing the people by stealing their water. Why have you not stopped endorsing Coca-Cola? You went a step further and said Coca-Cola is safe for children. How irresponsible can you get? Is Coca-Cola safe for children? This man endorsed that. So that's the standard. How many of you know this man? Sorry? How many? Just put your hands up. I want to see how many people know. Yeah. Not a youth icon now. This is where I start with social transformation. Gopichand Pulela, a man close to my heart, another Karmaveer awardee. We have something called the Karmaveer Puraskar we do every year. We give it to citizens at large who do something good for society. He refused to endorse the cola product. He said, this is not good for my fan following. I don't want to mislead children by telling them that this is a good product. And see what he said, it's right up there. As a result of aggressive marketing by cola companies, people have stopped drinking healthy drinks like fruit juices. And people in the villages have actually begun to believe that soft drinks are good for health. Aerated drinks are not only bad for health, they are also bad for local industry. Thanks to aerated drinks, it's becoming more and more difficult to find nimbu shell to the coconut water. Look at the man's thinking. Look at the common sense. That's social transformation. It's inherent. It comes from within. It's an attitudinal change. His family told him, Gopi, you lost your mind. They are offering you crores of rupees. And he said, nothing doing, I won't do it. Today the man is the national coach for badminton and has created prodigies like Saina Nehwal. This man still contributes to society after having taken this stand. That's a social transformer. So these are people you should follow. And this is where the journey of social transformation starts. Rahul Bose, the other man who spoke during the Narmada Bachao Andolan hunger strike by Meda Patkar. The difference between him and Amir Khan is that he had an educated approach to it. He understood what the issue was. He was aware. You know, key word is aware. Are we aware of what is happening? It's not just about talking and having a rhetoric. We need to be aware of what are the wrongs in society. What are the wrongs we need to address? And he spoke very effectively. And he sent a message out to his Bollywood community also that segregate social work from films. We are not so rich that we should forget the poor. But let's not just go and speak mindlessly over there without understanding what the issue is. So this is a social transform. How many of you know this man? Started young, was killed when he was old, gave us the simple quote, be the change you want to see in the world. And I read from the roots of violence, wealth without work, pleasure without conscience, knowledge without character, commerce without morality, science without humanity, worship without sacrifice, and politics without principles. And there we are. Everything that he said, we working against everything else. The father of the nation and the person who also set up the Congress, but we are working against all his interests. And he said the most heinous and most cruel crimes of which history has record have been committed under the cover of religion or equally noble, so-called noble motives. You suddenly start swaying people, you know, by making cocoons. Yeah, you're this, so you should, they are the other people. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? I appeal to all the people not to do that. And when you see something like that happening, please raise your voice against it. Please raise your voice against it. Not everybody over here can join politics. I had Aman with me yesterday. He said, I'm going to become a banker. I mean, everywhere. I started with the corporate sector. I joined the NGO sector at the age of 30. Yeah, and the NGO sector should not be a retirement plan. You know, when you reach 65, you suddenly feel like doing good. We should do good also from a young age. Yeah. But what I'm saying is not everybody can join politics, not everybody can join the social sector, but as citizens also you have a responsibility. I'm often challenged when I hear people say, oh, I'm a good human being. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're a good human being. Why? Because my religion teaches me that. Every holy book also teaches you that you have a responsibility towards your state. So you need to be a good citizen, failing which being a good human being is useless. So you need to be a good human and you also need to be a good citizen. Fulfill your responsibility towards the state. How many of you know this man? Sorry?
Is he Abid Tanvir?
No.